Here's some things I would definitely include in your preps right now. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. What we see going on here is, I believe, a big orchestrated event. Food shortages, the coming heat in the summer, fuel prices, diesel shortages, baby food formula shortages, wheat shortages, hay shortages, fertilizer shortages, all this stuff. Combined with midterms coming up. There's been a lot of stuff about that. DHS talking about potential stuff going on, bad stuff going on, politically motivated and other. So what do I think you should be getting or making sure you have right now? Okay, so security, defensive capability. You probably are not in the situation right now where you can put up a big fence with razor wire and stuff like that. But I recommend you guys buy, unless you're like, okay, first off, unless you're like in an apartment. If you have any kind of property, a house, even if you're suburban, rural, homestead, whatever it may be, if you have like a home, then, and like fencing and stuff like that, I would suggest, highly recommend buying razor wire. You can even buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at feed stores. You can buy it at a lot of different places, along with barbed wire, razor wire. Two really good things to have in your preps. A lot of talk is about defensive tools. Yeah, that's important too, of course. One thing I want to teach you guys or remind you guys, depending on whether you knew it already or not. Fencing, security features, cameras, anything like that. Cameras are just an observance tool, obviously, and maybe a visual deterrent. But what these are is any kind of fencing, stuff like that, barricades, barriers, in some cases blackberries and or thorn bushes and stuff like that, unless they're so deep and so tall that people can't get through them. All these things are delay features. They're not denial features. They're not going to stop somebody from getting in. They're just going to delay them, just like the locks on your doors, the locks on your windows, the bars on your windows. All these things, they're just delay features. If somebody really wants to get in, they'll still get in, right? Yes, they will. So what is key for optimizing security for your delay features? Eyes on, visual. It can be camera systems. It can be motion activated lights if you have somebody in the range of observing those lights. It could be, cameras, motion sensors, stuff like that. And, or just a good old set of eyes. LPOPs, listening posts, observation posts, fixed fighting positions, guard positions, whatever you want to call it. If you do not have, like say I got a perimeter fence out in there, you might be able to see, actually, no, you won't be able to see it because it runs through there. It's a 3-wire electric fence for the cows. That, anything like that, say, okay, there's a fence right there. So unless I have somebody here that is able to view the entire fence line or that portion that they're assigned to, then all it's going to do is, if you're not observing it, like say everybody's in the house or somewhere else, they're not observing the fence line. People, adversary, bad guys, whatever it may be, they're going to come up to that fence and they're going to take the time. They're either going to go under it, they're going to go over it, or they're going to crawl over it, they're going to cut it, whatever. They're going to get through. And then next thing you know, they'll be at your back door, they're going to be your front door, whatever it may be. And that's too late, right? That's the whole reason of having these security features. But the security features are worthless unless you have eyes on. Because like I just told you, they're going to get through it, And then the first warning you're going to have of them is on your doorstep, which makes the whole point of having these security features useless. So remember that. That's one of the big things. Denial versus delay features. A denial feature would be like, yeah, say 10-foot tall blackberries, 30 feet deep. Nobody's going to crawl through that. Nobody's going to come over that. Nobody, well, unless they jump or, I don't know, pole vault over it or parachute in or whatever it may be. I don't know. Maybe they'll climb up a tree, throw a rope to another tree, climb across the rope, and then, you know, I don't know, whatever. But what I'm saying is it's basically a denial feature. What else are denial features? Well, a denial feature would be a fixed fighting position. A person sitting there with a defensive tool with the ability to eliminate said threat. But that's not even a true denial feature because they may not see the threat coming or they may fall asleep or whatever. The point is keep these things in mind, have things set up to employ security measures that are above and beyond what you have now and that may not be appropriate for this time and place. Have them standing by, ready to go. Razor wire, barbed wire, fencing materials, you know, chain link. It could just be wire. It could be chicken wire. It can be fence posts. It can be boards. It could be logs, whatever it may be. Also, with that said, but before I mention the next thing, please, if you guys enjoy the content, please subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up. Down and below the video, there's a little heart with a thanks. That's a super thanks or something like that. If you guys feel like donating to the channel, that's awesome. Greatly appreciated. If not, check us out on Patreon. Also, hundreds and hundreds of videos there, exclusive content, lots of good stuff there. $1 a month, link in the description. Anyway, back to the video. So, back to what I was saying. Oh, of course, I lost my train of thought. Security, yes, important. In these coming times, in these coming threat levels, a lot of these things, like where I was going with that was, within a rule of law, it's not appropriate to put up certain things. Because it'll make you more of a target, it'll make you look weird, stuff like that. But have as much of it planned out in place as you possibly can. Have it set up where it's ready to go. Have things like fixed fighting positions. Have communications between those positions and somebody inside the house, stuff like that. This you guys are seeing group. Yeah, it takes a group, honestly. You can't set proper security. I've said this time and time again. You can't set proper security by yourself. This is a group effort. If you're trying to protect your home the best you can, well, having camera systems, having motion sensors, all these kind of things definitely help if you're in a grid up situation. There are motion sensors out there. There's a company I was going to work with. I need to get an actual mailbox, like address type thing, for them to send ham radio signal, battery or solar and battery powered motion sensors. So it would be viable in an off-grid situation. That would be there are good quality products out there. I know that. I was going to test them out. I just haven't gone through that. I don't want to be one of those gear review channels where I just start reviewing all this stuff. Yes, I get companies contacting me all the time. Can you review this? Can you review that? Well, most of the time I just say no. If it seems like it might be worth our while, at least to let you know how crappy something is, then yeah, I'll do it. But yes, training also. Make sure you're getting out and training. Proper use of those defensive tools. Safety with them. Proper employment. Sight picture, trigger control, all this stuff. Movement, yes. Communication within your team. Yeah, it's very important. And it's going to get ever so more important as things heat up this summer. Temperature, physical temperature wise and emotionally wise. It's going to get potentially very ugly, especially when you combine that with all the increases of prices, the lack, the rationing of fuel, whatever that may be, less at the grocery store. All these things are coming into a lot of high emotions. It'd be a very emotional and scary time for a lot of people. So, and a lot of times scared people do things they normally wouldn't do to endanger others, to try to what they think is protecting themselves. But it may be good for them, but bad for you. So keep these things in mind. Have your security squared away. Take a look at entrances and or routes of access to your house, to your property. Even if it's an apartment, you got to have a plan. Have a plan. Have a defensive plan. Kind of like a fire drill. You run a fire drill. You know, what are you teaching the kids? What do they do when a fire alarm goes off, smoke detector goes off? Same kind of thing. Have security drills. What happens if things go bump in the night? What do you do? How do you react? This is all important to get hammered out now. You don't want to be trying to figure this out while in a threat situation, while under duress. So figure this all out now. Take it seriously. Tough times are coming. I love you guys. Remember, prepping is living insurance. And have a wonderful day. Blessings to you and yours.